How's it going, folks? Back at you today in hopes that I can help you achieve your health and fitness goals and improve your life in some way or another, because that's what I like doing. So today I want to talk to you about the most common reasons I see people plateau and how to break that plateau, because it may not be what you think or what you want to hear. Okay? So essentially, when it comes to health and fitness, we have three essential goals. We have aesthetics, the way that we look. We have performance, the way that we perform. And we have health and longevity, okay? Now, this is kind of difficult to explain to people that are just beginning, because essentially, if you get up off the couch and clean up your diet a little bit, start moving more, you're gonna look better, you're gonna lose some weight, you're gonna perform better, you're gonna get stronger, and you're gonna get healthier, right? But as humans, we're highly adaptive creatures. Whatever stimulus we throw at ourselves, we're gonna adapt eventually, right? And it's usually sooner than later, okay? So each one of these goals requires a different nutritional and training strategy than the other, okay? For example, aesthetics require a calorie deficit, and training is not as intense because you're not eating enough to fuel that recovery and that performance, okay? When you're in a performance stage, your food is fuel and recovery, period. Training is intense, volume is high, you're going for it. When we are in a health and longevity protocol, typically that requires a mild calorie deficit. You're not training as intensely, carbohydrates are a little lower than normal, not extreme. Healthy fats are higher, and protein's actually a little bit lower than normal as well, right? None of these really work together. You can't really take this mixed bag of shit and just dump it on the floor and hope for the best, okay? That's what a lot of people are doing. That's what's causing their plateau. So, for example, let's say you're in an aesthetics plateau. You want to get leaner, and you're just not progressing any further. The tendency is to eat less and move more than you already have been, right? Create a bigger calorie deficit and move a lot more than you already have been. And that's not always the answer. That can actually create further metabolic damage than you already have, okay? So right here in the middle, you see this big word, homeostasis. I'd argue that this is one of the most important things you need to understand. Homeostasis is basically our base. It's our balance, right? Calories are at maintenance. Hormones are optimized. They're functioning properly. We're feeling good. Stress is low. We're sleeping good. Gut health is good. Sex drive is good. Everything's good, right? That's our feedback. If we neglect to build this foundation or base, everything we try to do later is going to crumble or sink into the ground, just like a house would or a building. So first and foremost, we need to create this base, right? This is where we're going to strategize and come back to recover, right? So let's say that we've built our homeostatic point, we've built our base and our foundation, and then we want to attack an aesthetics goal. We're going to carve an entrance strategy. We're not just going to go from maintenance to boom, massive calorie deficit, hope for the best, right? We're going to carve an entrance strategy. And along this road, there's going to be some bumps, right? We're going to hit some more plateaus, but you're going to have a good coach on your side that understands these strategies and the struggles and how to get you through them, okay? And at a certain point, you're going to get kind of peak aesthetic point, right? Say it's a photo shoot, say it's physique or bodybuilding, or you just want to get leaner for a couple months in the summer, right? You're just a normal person. You can't hang out there forever, right? Eventually you're going to tank. Your hormones are going to tank. You're going to feel like shit. You might have abs, but if you feel like shit, it's not really worth it. So you need to then create an exit strategy, which is basically taking a similar path as that entrance strategy back to homeostasis to recover from the stresses of a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is a stress on the body. So we recover, we let the hormones optimize again, we come back to maintenance, we're good. Then you want, let's say, a 600-pound deadlift. We're going to strategize. We're going to premeditate it. We're going to start carving that path. Training volume is going to come up. So are calories, primarily in the form of carbohydrate. At this point, your food is fuel and recovery, period. Nothing else. No one ever got on a podium at a powerlifting meet, a strongman meet, because they had abs, right? No one won the CrossFit Games because they had abs, right? That's aesthetics. So you're going to carve this entrance strategy path. You're going to hit peak performance, and you're going to have to come back right, into postseason. When it comes to periodization, this is basically going from in-season performance, peak performance, to postseason recovery, okay? Same thing happens here with a lot of people. They hit this peak performance and they feel good, they're proud of themselves, and then they keep pushing. They want more, right? They got greedy. You're fighting physiology here. It doesn't work that way all the time. You need to come back and recover, right? And you might have to do this a few times to achieve your end goal. Same with aesthetics, right? You might have to do this a few times to achieve your end goal. Okay, it's not gonna happen once. If it happened once, everybody would be fucking doing it, right? It doesn't work that way. So let's say we've hit that 600-pound deadlift, we come back, we're now in postseason, and we recover, and we're just hanging out being normal humans again. Because at the end of the day, that's what we are, right? Nobody likes to just hang out at maintenance. But I promise you, you have to sometimes. So let's say if we then choose a health and longevity goal because we got some poor lab work, or we're fighting some genetic component that runs in our family. Again, we're going to carve that entrance strategy so we have a path to return to or through, and we're going to hang out, right? And now you can hang out here for a while because it's longevity, right? But at a certain point, you're probably going to miss being a little leaner or miss being stronger or bigger, right? So if your goal then changes temporarily, right, you're going to have to come back through that exit strategy back to homeostasis to strategize whatever the goal is, right? So let's say your blood looks better, and you want to come back and achieve a performance goal because you missed lifting heavy. Come back to homeostasis, let the body optimize. Entrance strategy, peak performance, exit strategy, back to homeostasis, and then back into your health and longevity, right? Just example. Okay? Most people are missing this. Most people are trying to do all this shit at once. That's what is causing your plateau. Frustrations occur. We push more and more and more, creating further damage, right? 600-pound deadlift goal does not work with a health and longevity goal. It does not work in the aesthetic goal, and vice versa. Just remember that, okay? So, don't miss creating your base, and always return to it, right? It's that simple. Now, as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And if you're interested in learning more about this, again, just write me. Take it easy.